Hello friends, welcome to today's class. Today is going to be a slower flow, so not as upbeat or fast-paced as the power vinyasa, but we will be going through some vinyasa-like movement, syncing the movement with the breath, finding our fluidity. And yeah, today's flow is focusing on opening the hips. We will incorporate some bird of paradise in there. So we'll get our hips warmed up and find that. And yeah, if that sounds like fun for you, then you are in the right place. And we will go ahead and get started. So meeting in a child's pose. Take the knees out as wide as the mat or keep them together as you take those fingertips forward and let the chest and the heart sink into the mat. Noticing how you feel at the start of the practice, noticing how your hips feel as you're sinking them in. If you set an intention as part of your yoga practice, now would be a good time to do so. Coming to the breath, noticing where it's at today. Maybe we start to draw longer inhales and take deeper exhales as we get settled in. Trying to leave anything that is not to do with our yoga practice off the mat today. We are here for ourselves. Everything else will wait for us. For now, we are here for us. Try to stay present. And come up onto the hands and walk them over to the right side. And sink back down, feeling that nice stretch in lower left back. Breathing deeply there. Exhale, let it all out. Inhale, we'll come back up to the fingertips or the palms and walk over to the left side. Let it sink down. Take a deep breath here. Exhale, open mouth. Letting it all out. We'll inhale, come back to center, and start to walk those fingertips towards us as we sit up. We'll find a nice seat. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale at heart center. Going through that a few times, warming up the shoulders. Exhaling to drop the hands to the heart. And inhaling to reach overhead. Taking up space. It's really windy today. I hope you don't hear that. I got the fuzzy on. Okay, and on your next inhale, reach up, 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 and then exhale, twist to the left side. Right hand meets the left knee, left fingertips find behind us. Inhale to sit up nice and tall. Exhale to twist deeper. Inhale, arms back up overhead. Exhale, take it to the other side. Left hand meets the right knee, right fingertips behind us. Maybe you gaze over that right shoulder. Inhale to take both arms back overhead. Exhale, plant the palms, tuck the toes. And we're going to find fire toes. So find like your tabletop position and then come back onto the heels with the toes splayed out. You may have to use your hand to pull that pinky toe out. So we're really stretching into all the toes. If this is not something you do often, this might be enough for you. If it's enough for you, get out. You don't have to do this. But I find that a lot of us tend to neglect our feetsies that we walk on all the time, and they support us every day, and I like to just give some extra attention to them. So find this as long as is comfortable. Maybe reach your arms up and overhead and find a nice tricep stretch. So feel free to take a bind here if that's within your practice. You can also grab a sock or a strap to hold here and then hold here so you're not having to reach as far. You can also just be doing this, finding what feels good for you, what's in your practice. If you're in the tricep stretch, we'll take it over to the other side. Feeling the fire in the toes. They call it fire toes for a reason. Focusing on our tricep stretch, breathing. And then when you're ready, slowly, gently, with control, start to lean forward. Take the weight out of the toes. You're going to give your toes some taps. And then take it back, bottom on the heels. And then reach your hands slightly behind you. Maybe this is enough for you. Also careful if you have any ankle injuries. This one might not be for you. But if this feels good, you can go ahead and lift those knees hovering off the mat. And that nice ankle stretch. Don't want to feel any pain here. Some slight discomfort is okay, but anything painful, our body's telling us, stop it. It's not what I want. Take one more breath here. And then we'll find a tabletop position. We'll go through some rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, drop the belly, find cow. Exhale, push through the palms. Find that distance between the shoulder blades and find cat. Inhale to find cow. Move through these at your own pace, whatever feels good. You do not have to go to my pace. What's that saying? Like, dance to the beat of your own drum or something? I like that. The one thing about yoga outside is all the bugs. And I love bugs, and I know they all serve their purpose, and they're nice and stuff, but I just wish they would stay off my mat. You have all this space out here. Okay, and then once you have enough cat-cow out of your system, find your way back into a seat. We're going to take the legs out wide. So feet are active here, toes are up, thighs are engaged. And then we'll inhale to sit up nice and tall. Exhale, walk those fingertips as far forward as you can while maintaining your alignment. Feeling a nice stretch in the inner thighs. We're going to be going through some Skandasana today, and we want to be careful, make sure we're nice and warmed up. I was in class one time, and I swear I felt something like tear when I went into Skandasana for the first time. It was crazy. It hurt so bad. I was fine, but yeah, I think it's always good to take it easy. Don't force anything. Make sure you're nice and warmed up before you get into some more deeper poses. Lessons learned. All right, so when we're ready, we'll take it back into our tabletop and then push up into a downward dog. Option to hover the knees slightly over the mat for hovering cat. Just for an added challenge. Engaging the core. And then press it all the way up and back for downward dog. Taking deep breaths here, sinking the heels towards the mat. Option to pedal the legs if that feels good for you. Or you can just find stillness, actively pressing up and out of the palms and the shoulder blades. Inhale to gaze between the hands. Slight bend the knees and find your way to the top of the mat so you can tiptoe or hop or float. And we'll all meet in a forward fold, so bend the knees as much as you need to here. Let the top of the body just hang heavy, the weight of the head. You can grab opposite elbows, you can sway side to side, you can walk with your fingertips, finding whatever feels good for you here. And when you're ready, on your next inhale, begin to slowly rise your way up. Crown of the head last to rise. Maybe you feel one vertebrae rise at a time. Beautiful. Inhale, take those arms up and overhead. And exhale, swan dive them out as you forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, find plank. Option to come to the knees or take a full chaturanga to upward facing. Exhale, downward dog. So we'll go through a few more rounds of Salutation A before we move on to our sequence for today's class. Inhale, gaze forward, step, jump, hop to the front of the mat. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms overhead. Maybe you find a slight back bend here. Exhale, palms to heart center. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive out to the side. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step or hop back, find your plank, and then your vinyasa. Meaning a downward dog. Taking a nice deep breath here. Your next inhale, gaze forward, make your way to the front. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, palms at heart center. Okay, so now we'll go through our main sequence. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step it back. Find your vinyasa. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward dog. Taking a deep breath here. Maybe you take some spinal rolls if that's in your practice. So lift up through the heels and feel your vertebrae round one at a time. And once you get here, bend the knees, arch the spine, and send your chest back towards your thighs. And if you're doing your spinal rolls on your next way up, feel free to take that left leg up with you for three-legged dog. Exhale, open the hip for scorpion. Take some hip circles. So take some in one direction and then find the other direction. Inhale back to three-legged dog. Exhale, foot out to the side for lizard, wide lunge. Keep the knee lifted, right hand comes up for a nice twist. And then drop the back knee as you reach back for the left toes for a quad stretch. And as you exhale, slowly release that foot, at the same time pivoting onto that inner foot and finding Skandasana. So here we're on our right foot here, left leg is out long, foot is extended and flexed and active. You can use your elbow here to press open that hip a little more. And then on your next exhale, place your hands on the mat and press up into a wide-legged forward fold. So feet are out long and wide, toes are slightly splayed in. Inhale to halfway lift, flatten the spine, and exhale, fold over. You can place your hands in line with your feet here and use them to gently pull the crown of the head towards the mat. Feeling the stretch in the outer legs, the calves. Inhale to come up using the hands. Bring those heels in a little more, setting up for goddess pose. So this time, toes are pointed outwards, almost towards the corners of our mat. Heels are in. And as we come up, take a bend in the knees as you squat and sink into goddess pose. Hands can be at heart center here. Take one more deep breath here. Exhale to straighten the legs to come up. Pivot that right foot facing the front edge of our mat. Pivot the left foot towards this edge of our mat, and we're setting up for extended side angle. So here, bend into that right knee. Place the right fingertips on the mat or hover. And breathe here. If you're hovering, you're not sinking in here. You're using your strong core to hold you up. Option to find a bind here, bringing that left arm around, reaching with your right, and pulling that left shoulder blade down and back. Gazing up at the sky. Exhale to unbind. Plant our hands around that right foot. Send it back to plank and find your chaturanga. Taking a few deep breaths here. Noticing how that feels. Noticing how our right side of the body feels different than our left. Maybe find a spinal roll or two. And if you're doing your spinal roll on your next way up, send that left leg up for three-legged dog. Exhale, open to scorpion. Finding hip circles in one direction. And then taking it the other direction. Inhale, leg back out long. Exhale, pull it through for lizard outside of that left hand, keeping the leg lifted. Peel that left hand up. Exhale, drop the back knee, reach back for that quad stretch. And then exhale, gently release with control as we pivot on to our left foot for Skandasana. So right toes are pointed up here, active. Hands can be here. You can also be here. You can also find a bind in your Skandasana, your pose. And then using the hands, pressing up out of that left foot into a wide-legged forward fold. So toes are slightly faced in. Inhale to find that flat back. Exhale, fold. Hands can be wherever we want, but if you want to put them in line with the feet, you can use that to pull your head in to be between the hands. Inhale to come up, using the hands, pivot those heels in, setting up for goddess pose. As we come up, bend and squat into your goddess today. Feeling nice and powerful, really active here, pressing the knees out open, using the outer hip. One more deep breath here. Exhale to press up and out of it. Pivot this left foot forward, right foot 90 degrees, and find your distance for your extended side angle. Here, your hand can be on a block or the mat or the fingertips or hovering. You can also find your bind. And then when you're ready, unwrap, square the left foot, send it back, find your chaturanga. Beautiful. Take a few rounds of breath here. Take your spinal roll. And then we'll go on the other side and add a little more on. So send that right foot up and long, three-legged dog. Exhale, scorpion. Option to take a wild thing here. So let that foot rest down with control. You send the heart up towards the sky. Reaching the right hand back behind you. With control, sending it back to three-legged dog. And then exhale, send it up into your lizard. Reach that right hand up. Exhale, draw off the back knee. Reach back for the left toes, the left foot. Release as you pivot into your Skandasana on this side. Plant your palms, step up. Point the toes inwards. Find your fold. Using the hands, sit up. Walk the hands a little bit in front of you. Take the heels in, setting up for goddess. Inhale to come up. Exhale to squat and sink into goddess. Take one more breath here. Exhale to press up. Set up for your extended side angle. Take your bind. Unwrap. Plant your palms around that right foot. Send it back. Find your Vinyasa. Take a deep breath here. Start your spinal rolls. Taking one more. On your way back, send that left leg up and back. Exhale, find scorpion. You can take all the way to wild thing if that's within your practice. Taking a deep breath here. And then find your three-legged dog with control. Exhale, send that left foot into lizard. Reach the left arm up. Drop the back knee, reach for the toes or the foot. Release as you pivot open to Skandasana. Plant the palms, find your way up into your wide-legged fold. Use the hands to come up, set up for your goddess, and then find goddess pose. Option to come to the toes for an added challenge. Exhale, press up and out of it. Find your extended side angle. Maybe take your bind. And release. Find your Vinyasa. All meet in downward dog. Take a deep breath. Find your spinal rolls. On your way back, send your right leg out long, three-legged dog. Exhale, scorpion or wild thing. Back to three-legged dog. Send it up to lizard. Lift that right hand up towards the sky. Draw off the back leg. Grab the foot. Exhale, release and pivot open into Skandasana. Pressing up into your wide-legged forward fold. Option to take an inversion here. So if you have tripod headstand or anything in your practice, this is a fun way to transition up. So I'll do a headstand. And then find everyone, meet back in forward fold, wide-legged fold. Inhale to come up, plant the legs for goddess pose. Find your goddess. Actively opening the knees, using the backs of the hips and the legs. Exhale to press up and out of it. Set up for extended side angle. Take your bind. If bird of paradise is in your practice, or if it's something you want to try today, then from your bind with control, step your left foot up to meet the right, and then begin to shift your weight onto your left foot as you lift the right toes off the ground. Maybe this is as far as you get today, or you can lift all the way up and straighten that leg. And from here, gently release, come down to here, and then release the leg and send it back to warrior three. I like arms out here to the side, and then transitioning from here into a half moon. So take the left fingertips towards the ground, right fingertips up, stacking the hips, trying to keep your balance. You can reach back for those toes for sugar cane. Sending it back, planting the palms, going back for our vinyasa, option to keep the leg lifted or lowered. And then we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Taking a few deep breaths here. If you're ready, start your spinal rolls. On your way back, send your left leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, send it to wild thing or scorpion. With control, send it back to three-legged. Sending it to lizard. Keeping back leg lifted, lift the right hand, or the left hand. Drop the back knee, reach for that foot. With control, release. Open up for Skandasana on this side. Using the hands to find, or not the hands, to find your wide-legged forward fold. Option to take an inversion here. You're on your inversion. Feel free to stay there or make your way back to a forward fold. Using the hands, we'll pivot our feet in for goddess, coming up, sinking in. Exhale to press up and out of it. Set up for your extended side angle. Take your bind, and then feel free to go find your bird of paradise. With control, Step that right foot up to meet the left. Shift the weight into the right. Begin to lift the left foot. Going as far as you can today, or as you want to today. And with control, taking it down, knee to meet the hip level, and then releasing the arms, sending the leg back for warrior 3 with airplane arms. Woo. If you fall, just try to get back up. And here, finding half moons, so take the right fingertips to the ground, left hand goes up, and you stack the hips. You can find sugarcane pose here. And then when you're ready, take your vinyasa. Put the palms and the left foot back, right foot to hover or lowered for your chaturanga. Breathing here. We'll take that one more time on both sides. So start your spinal roll. On your way up, send that right leg up and long, 3-legged. Exhale, scorpion or wild thing. Find your way back to 3-legged. Right foot comes up for lizard. Inhale, reach the right hand up. Exhale, drop the back knee and reach for that left foot. Exhale, release as you pivot open to Skandasana. Plant the palms, or you can press up for an added challenge, finding your wide-legged forward fold. Option to take your inversion here. Plant the palms, set up for goddess. Come up and sink down, opening the knees. Exhale to straighten, find extended side angle. Take your bind, find your bird. If you're feeling it today. Embrace the shakes and the wobbles. As you come down, release here. Take the arms out beside you. Find your half moon, left fingertips reach for the mat, right hand up. Maybe you find sugar cane. Maybe you hover these left fingertips off the ground for added challenge. Release the foot, plant the palms, send it back, chaturanga. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. One more deep breath here. Our next inhale, spine roll forward. And then exhale, send that left foot up and back, 3-legged dog. Your next exhale, take it back to a wild thing or stay in your scorpion. With control, back to 3-legged. Left foot comes out to a lizard. Left hand reaches up. Drop the back knee, reach for the foot. With control, release as you pivot open to Skandasana. Plant the palms, find your wide-legged fold. Take your inversion. Rest the head on the mat. In your inversion, when you're ready, come down and we'll meet in goddess pose. So pivoting the toes outwards, sinking in to our goddess. Exhale to press up and out. Send it to extended side angle. Find your bind. Maybe fly your bird. Embrace the shakes and the wobbles. Remember, this is a practice, not perfect situation. Ooh. Almost fell, but we're okay. And then start to come down as you fold, unravel your arms and your leg out to warrior three, airplane arms. Take the right fingertips down to the mat, or they're hovered. And add a challenge for half moon, stacking the hips on top of each other. Maybe you reach for that foot for sugar cane. And then release. Plant the palms, meet in downward facing dog. Okay, we'll take a few deep breaths here. Can also be in a child's pose. When you're ready, come down to the knees. Send the legs out to the side. Take those legs out long, and we'll find a seated fold. So toes are active, flex towards the sky. Thighs are engaged. And then inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, fold, reaching for the shins or the feet or wherever, the mat, wherever is working for us today. Careful we're not locking the knees. There's a slight bend here. Or they're really bent. However bent you need them to be, just not locked. Feeling that tension in the lower back, just release. Stretching the backs of the legs. Inhale to come up. And then here, place your fingertips, your palms behind you. Take those knees up, and we're going to find just some windshield wipers here. So you can take them one way. Maybe find some movement here, find some folds. What feels good? What does your body need right now? Maybe you just take of left and right. These are my favorite hip stretches or hip mobility exercises. Okay, and then we'll take it down to our backs. Finding a reclined figure four, so like a laying pigeon. We'll take our right ankle over the left knee and reach for the back of that left thigh as you pull it in towards the chest. If you're wanting a deeper stretch here, feel free to find traditional pigeon. You can also rock side to side. Notice how that feels for your stretch and on your lower back. You can also gently push that knee away from you if that feels good. Leaning over to the left. And switching sides, taking the left ankle over the right knee. reaching for the back right thigh. Finding what feels good here. Releasing any tension from today's practice or from today or just this week. Okay, then we'll send the left leg out long. Hug the right knee into the chest as we send it to the left side of our mat for a supine twist. Here we just want to make sure that the right shoulder blade is staying glued into the mat. Our hand can be extended out long, or we can find cactus arms, whatever feels best for us. It's okay if that leg isn't fully reaching the mat, mine's not. Just want to make sure that shoulders stay nice and glued into the mat. Finding neutral, switching the legs, hugging the left knee in, and then send it over to the right side of the mat as you gaze towards the left. Maybe you close your eyes. Finding neutral. Bring both of the soles of the feet together for a reclined butterfly. Feeling this nice passive hip stretch, letting them just naturally open, splay out. Shoulder blades are stacked down and underneath us. Hands can be on the belly, maybe noticing the rise and the fall with each breath. Or they can be out by your sides, wherever you really feel comfortable. Feel free to stay here for your Savasana, your final resting pose, or you can take those legs out long. I'm going to stay here today, finding your Savasana, your final resting pose. Maybe you're in corpse, maybe you're here, maybe your legs up the wall. We'll spend a few moments here, so just noticing how we feel, letting any thoughts just pass by like clouds in the sky. Releasing any tension, any pressure stored in the body. Releasing the jaw, and the tension in the eyebrows. As always, stay here as long as need to. If you're ready, maybe you begin to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, flutter the eyelids open. Bringing awareness back into the body. Letting the breath come back natural as we hug and the knees into the chest. Maybe you come up for the hug, full body hug. And you can release, roll to one side. Slowly begin to come up, taking your time. All right, it is so windy here. Thank you all for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I kind of like to find some creative sequencing wherever I can. Don't like to do the same thing every time. So I hope you had fun and your hips feel nice and open. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Please let me know in the comments what you liked, maybe something you didn't, something you want to see. Please let me know. And yeah, I will see you next time. Bye.